I'm definitely out of the habit of filming. I like don't know where to put the camera. I'm packaging a bunch of 5x7 art prints right now. This is quite the colorful scene. Wow. I need a manicure like yesterday. That's why I paused to show you this, because it's just so vibrant. I designed new desk mats because I'm refreshing the mouse pads in my shop, and I got my new monitor set up here, and I'm actually, this is a long story, but I'm using a combination between a Magic Mouse and a trackpad because it kind of mimics what I was used to with a laptop. So I needed a desk mat, and I thought, hey, I could design these as well and add them with the mousepad collection. So that's fun. I am packaging these for Bunky Boutique, their location at Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix. There's a lot of variety in here. We've got Technicolor Prickly Pear, Sonoran Jungle, Camelback Mirage. I think there's like a few more, but I'm trying not to get these unorganized because I'm about to ship this order out. I usually do like bigger orders for them less often versus like some retailers will do smaller orders more often. So there's quite a lot to package, and I'm trying to get this out the door maybe like tomorrow. So I got to keep all those organized, and I'm just packaging the last of those right here. It is kind of funny that I'm working on this big order today because yesterday, truly, the only thing I did from like 8 to 5 was package orders for my retailers. And it wasn't my intention to spend my entire day doing that, but it just works out that way because a lot of times I'm like waiting on like one last piece to come in. Like I had a bunch of jewelry to make, but I ran out of earring hooks and earring backings, and I like generally know when they're gonna arrive, of course, with the tracking numbers, but sometimes they get delayed or they come early. So yesterday, I think I got like 6 packages of different supplies I was waiting on, like art print packaging and the jewelry supplies. And it was wild. I think I just bought like 100 more jewelry boxes a few days ago, and I went through 90 of them in 2 days. So it was just like so much product, which is really great. I'm so grateful. But yeah, I spent my whole day doing that. So then today, I really do need to have a little bit more of a creative day and like touch base with some of my clients. So I thought it was going to be a little bit more like creative day. Like I have my paints set up. I wanted to work on these 2 paintings over here, and I wanted to touch base with all of them. But then I got another delivery today of restocked one of my notepad designs. And so now this order is like basically ready to send out, but I still need to package all of the art prints and the greeting cards. I just packaged these patches, my Sweet Saguaro patches. I actually staple those onto the card, and I recently redesigned these cards. So the artwork that the patch is based on, the original watercolor I made, is on the card, and that's my hand lettering. And this is actually a new colorway, so I now have like 2 colorways of that same patch. But I staple those onto the card, and I like completely lost my stapler. It disappeared. I'm sure I'll find it like the day that I move out of here. Anyway, everything kind of like fell into place today again with this big order. So I'm like, oh, okay, like the notepads arrived, I gotta package those. And next, is it next weekend? Yeah, next weekend I have Phoenix Flea, and like that's gonna be a busy week just getting ready for that. So I wanna get this order out the door. And I am glad that everything came in yesterday, because I think I shipped like 2, 6, 7, or 8 orders yesterday for my retailers. So it was good just to be like, ooh, okay, that's done before spring market season begins with Phoenix Flea and all of that. And let's see, there was one print in here I didn't show you, my Desert Noir painting. There's like a special place in my heart for many of my pieces, but I can like really remember where I was when I made each of them. And this one, there's also a pink version. I originally painted it in pink. I made this in my bedroom at my parents' house, like my childhood bedroom. Just one morning, I remember like feeling really inspired, And it's very cool that I know that was in 2015 or 2016. It's very cool to me that 7 or 8 years later, like there's still interest in these same pieces. And I almost find it like even more interesting, like, oh, you know, you can like collect an early piece or like a more recent piece, and you can really see like how my art has developed over time. Like I've gotten a lot more detail and patience, and this is of course a very simple piece. You know, this is like my first painting ever that I ever released from my first collection. Like you can still see the same world, the same hands created these two pieces, the same brain. There's definitely a continuity here, but it's just cool to see it develop over time. And yeah, I just have like a special place in my heart for early pieces like these ones, because that's where it all began, and that's when I found myself as an artist. And it's just very cool to have like a very tangible example of that and not just have it as a memory. I'm transitioning now to greeting cards, and I don't know if I have the patience to do this many in one sitting, but this is how many I need to package. And no joke, I packaged a stack like up to here for a different order this weekend. I did it over the weekend because it was like that many. It was a lot. That sounded like I was complaining. I'm really not. It's very wonderful, but it's just a lot to do by hand. And I have in the past actually been able to print my greeting cards and get them all packaged. But sometimes the turnaround for that is just so long that I don't have the ability to do that. And then I do it myself, which is cool. Like, turn on a podcast, I knock it out. And I'm sure I've talked about this before. I need to grab a bin. I'm sure I've talked about this before. I have so many of these. I really overbought them. I have 33 extra of them that I'm selling on Facebook Marketplace because I just don't think I will need them. There might be a time where I need them. In an ideal world, I would have one design per bin, but I have like over 50, over 100 greeting cards in my shop, and I don't have enough shelf space for that many bins at the moment. So I thought I would pass them along to someone who could need them. And anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I've said this before, but I am someone who enjoys having variety in their day. And I had a new realization about it, that I think when you work in like an office setting, even if you're doing like one type of task, you do have some variety in your day because you're like having a meeting or you're chatting with people, or like there's just like different things required of you. And I've realized that because I work by myself, I like to create my own variety because I'm like sitting in the same environment, and I'm not like having that like face-to-face interaction with coworkers. I do get some of that like with my clients and stuff. But quick side note, this is a card that I print like exclusively for Bunky with my Eye of the Desert art print. So I have it in my shop as an art print. They just have the card, and I've been updating some of my cards to include like more little fun details on the back. So I added like these barrel cacti onto the back to frame my info, and I thought that came out pretty cute. This is my first time seeing it because I don't print too many of those just because they're for Bunky exclusively. Oh yeah, I was short one holiday card for them, so here's the one card. The rest of them are behind you actually. So anyway, I really like to incorporate variety into my day. There are some days like yesterday where I will do like orders all day, but even that has like some kind of variety because you're like packaging different things. But maybe I'll have a day where I'm like painting all day, but usually I'm doing different kinds of tasks, you know, like some digital design work, some illustrations, some painting, some orders, some admin. Like, I have realized that the variety helps keep my mind active. So all of that to say, that's why I don't really mind like packaging things. I think there should probably be a day where I don't do so much of this. But for now it's working and I don't mind. Like I said, put on a podcast. I usually get to like catch up on the things I want to watch at this time. And also like my mind kind of wanders at this time a little bit creatively. So I might get new ideas and you know, my inbox is open in case I need to reply to something. So it all works out.